Hey gang, hey galactic crew. I'm your master cosmologist, the head cheerleader to the stars, here with an energy forecast. I'm avoiding the sun. I've got horrible lighting and there's nothing I can do about it. Well, I guess I could climb up and put a blanket up temporarily, but I'm in a dress and I don't feel like doing that. So we're just gonna scoot to the side. The sun's at 10 Taurus, which could indicate high productivity or extreme laziness and not wanting to budge and not wanting to lift a finger. So I think I've reached the not lifting a finger side of the day. This morning I was the most productive moo cow in all of the land. I got to see just how creative and industrial I am on the other side, like on this recovery side. Venus just slid on into 0 degrees of Aries. There was a lot of fussing, kind of like beating a pillow and screaming into the air, getting the abuses out of her system, just kind of needing to rant and rave for a little while. And then it just expired. It was like, okay, I'm so done. There's also this kind of suggestion today of forgetting the past, as in just not rehashing it, not bringing it up. It doesn't exist anymore. You know, it wasn't, a lot of it wasn't pleasant, and I'm happy to let it be there and be present, be right here. I have started this transmission at least 5 times and I got shut down. I won't even go into the details of why I got shut down, but we are at the gate of silence. The sun's at the gate of silence, where there's just a lot of discretion and a lot of needing to keep certain things to ourselves and not need to talk about everything. Let's pull some cards. I already pulled cards, but they were kind of pulling me through a personal process. Cat's meowing. Sounds like he's screaming. Let's go into what the collective message is, not my personal. Careful there, big mouth, and keep it to yourself. No, it wasn't even like a scolding thing that was going on. It was more just, we really don't need to go there, and that's not the direction the channel wants to be. That's a process for you, you know? I think there's a lot of that happening today. Where was it? It was Scorpio's reading for the month of May. I filmed Scorpio's message last night, and I think it's extremely potent for everyone because the Earth is in Scorpio right now. It's actually Scorpio season. It's not Taurus season. Don't get me started on that. But the message that Scorpio got was moving through a healing process with art, letting art be cathartic and working out the pain and expressing things through art that were painful or hurt or a societal injustice. But then being transmuted eventually out of that version of production and creativity to producing just for pleasure and just for fun and just for play, where the art form no longer needs to be a therapy session, therapeutic. And, you know, if you go back and watch several weeks of my videos, it was therapeutic therapy sessions. So there's something happening today, I think, actually, because I've got the 10 of Pentacles, which is so amazing because if any card was emblematic of 10 degrees Taurus, it would be the 10 of Pentacles. This is money, 10 cents, $10. And it's got a Venus symbol on it. I like that this has two roses on the side as well, which kind of conjures up Two of Wands imagery and meaning, where the vision can be very Venus-y now, where there's a snake around Venus at the bottom there. The art and all of the processing has been to transmute the pain, and this coiling energy is kind of like a Kundalini creation energy that's derived from a different place, a different method, a different yeah, it just has a different meaning. It's just rooted in a different place where it doesn't have to be your catharsis. I hope that's making sense and landing. I feel like I'm not channeling at all right now. There's very few times where I sit down to do this work where I feel like I'm kind of off kilter or not in a flow state. And this is one of the most noticeable and extreme, I would say. Oh my gosh, the cat is just screaming in the background too. The Advocate. Oh, kitty boy, come here. Do you want to be on camera? You do? He's like, no, mommy, I actually don't. I want to go back outside, even though I was outside 5 minutes ago. Come here. Come. Come see. Come here, puppy. He never comes on camera. Do you want to make an appearance? He'll probably like freak out. He's never made an appearance. Isn't he beautiful? He's beautiful. He's exactly half black and half white, and he's exactly half puppy and exactly half cat. He's puppy cat. And the other cat's here too. I'm getting distracted. Focus. The Advocate. I actually feel like the art wants to advocate for not to bring awareness to tough subjects, but it wants to advocate for how do I want to put this? I think I'm stumbling with words and finding it hard to describe because it is a very transmutational energy where the very source of the art does a 180. And the Advocate card feels as if what the art is wanting to do is to promote something positive, something beneficial, something that's not a rant about what you went through necessarily. Does that make any sense? I know it's making sense, but I'm not finding the right words, and I'm very tongue-tied. I'm not even tongue-tied. I'm more like very slow. I feel very, very slow. I've got the Cosmic Unity card. It reads, explore spiritual texts or practices that speak to the interconnectedness of all life. I'm actually not getting to go read any dogmatic old school books. What I'm getting more is that the art actually advocates in place of these old texts where those lose relevancy, and there's just this different palpation of consciousness and spirituality that's hands-on and interactive and has to do with art and co-creation. Let's go with another Goddess of Love tarot. Why is this here? Oh, interesting. Wow. Wow. This is a potent combination. I'm just going to preface this with I'm not going to be able to pull the depth of these cards out. This is coming from ancient times. This is coming from primordial places. This is like old school, and it's going to take a couple of days to fully surface because it's Ace of Swords, you know? It's almost like it's going to pierce your brain and be set free, but it's not going to all come out right in this red hot moment. And the Two of Swords, wow. She's amazing. She is like the high priestess, and she has her Boaz and Temu, the two columns. Am I butchering the names? I might be butchering the names. I love, love, love that. That is a Hathor image. 10 Taurus is the epitome of a cow. 10 Taurus is the epitome of a goddess. The sign of Taurus is ruled by the planet Earth, which I call Honua. I'm getting this just you know what's interesting too is I was saying to myself that this 10 degrees Taurus, 10 Scorpio is the degree of pyramids and master builders, monument builders, great feats of architecture and construction. The Two of Swords are not crossed in this image where it's very black and white to her now. There's only one choice. There's only one choice. She knows exactly what she needs to do. Even if the clarity is not 100% here yet, I feel like it's telling me that you're going to walk through those temple. I hate to call it a portal, but we'll just call it a portal. You're going to walk through that portal, and on the other side, you're going to be this earth, emblematic fertility. You're going to be that fertile. I'm hearing fertile myrtle, fertile myrtle, fertile myrtle. There's no more confusion. 10 degrees of Taurus is solid as a rock. And 10 degrees of Scorpio, it's like a safe. It's like a bank. It almost reads with these three as funding for really large-scale projects. Trusting that it's coming. It's en route. It's on delivery. Holds and trust. I'm hearing form a trust. That's extremely important for some entrepreneurs, business owners. Ooh, okay, interesting. It's almost, I put the Ace of Swords with the Advocate above it and with Cosmic Unity. where there's only one truth, to advocate for cosmic unity, where your mind only points, is focus, is directed on peace. There's a dove above that sword. The two hemispheres of the mind and the mind period doesn't need to focus on what was. It doesn't need to expend energy or waste bandwidth on the problems. It is solution focused, it's forward focused, it's future oriented. Today's my C word, okay? I'm struggle busting with it a little bit now. I don't like to talk about the asteroid C word by name anymore. We just call it the C word. So I'm definitely putting some cement in there and sealing it over. Like, we're just not going to. Maybe I should have just left the cards. I should have just left it there. I'm debating whether or not to turn them around because they don't feel like they add anything. And they are more of a warning of enough is enough. There you go. That's a 10-degree Taurus gate of silence message. Sometimes enough is enough. Sometimes you don't need to keep pulling. Sometimes you need to just get building. I'm going to publish this. I know it's hot garbage. There's some good stuff in here, but I feel like the quality was a little crap. But, you know, this is the degree of doo-doo. Straight up. It's cow patties and hot garbage and dumpster fires. And sometimes not everything you make is a masterpiece. Some of them are pieces of crap, but I think they're all important for the process. And to show that nobody's perfect and we all have off days with our art, our craft, but we keep going. We keep advocating for our art. We keep advocating for our heart, even when we have off days. I think there's something super powerful with that, with never being a quitter ever again, and to just keep persevering. Continuity to get to these bigger aspirations, these bigger projects. You know, I think some of us have this type of stuff in our future. So we're just practicing right now. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining me. I will see you again. Bye.